There once was a wise woman, not so old, but a wise woman, and she was renowned throughout the countryside. People would come to her, tell her their problems. She'd listen, and then she would tell them a story, and that would help them solve their problems. One day a young girl came to see her and said, "My problem is I just don't know what to do with the rest of my life. I mean, I'm not really in love with anybody to get married, and there isn't any trade or craft that I'm interested in, and I just don't know what to do." Well, the not-so-old wise woman said, let me tell you a story. When I was your age, I had the same problem. But I didn't have anybody to talk to, so I went on a quest. And I traveled far. I went through cities and villages and towns, the seacoast, the mountains, the deserts, and finally I ended up going through some farmland. And as I walked along this road, ahead of me on the left, I saw this high board fence. And as I got closer, I saw that there were splotches of color, and some were up high, and some were down low, and some were sort of in the middle. And I came closer yet, and I saw that they were targets. And when I was right beside the fence and walking along, I could see that every single target had a perfect bullseye shot through the center. And I thought, whoever did that is really focused. They really know what they're doing. I wonder if they could help me. Well, at the end of the fence, across the road, up on a little hill, was a farmhouse. Outside of it was a garden, and working in the garden was a girl younger than me. So I went over to her, and I said to her, "I couldn't help noticing the boards of that fence with all the targets," after we chatted about the weather and the crops and the usual polite things one talks about. And I said, "Do you know who did that?" And she said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "Well, could you tell me who that person is?" She said, "Well, it was me." I said, "Really?" Because she was so young. I said, "How did you know how to do that?" She said, "Well, first I shot the fence, and then I painted the targets around them." And usually when I tell people this, said the not-so-old wise woman, they laugh. But that turned out to be one of the most important conversations I ever had, because I realized I'd been going about my quest the wrong way. What I needed to do was figure out what gave me joy, what I liked doing best of anything in the world. And for me, that was collecting and telling stories and helping people solve their problems. So I came home, and I've been doing that ever since. Is that any help? And the young girl nodded her head thoughtfully and said, "I see. Thank you." And that is The Quest of the Not-so-Old Wise Woman, and my name is Barra the Bard. Thank you.